Good morning and welcome to Rose Red Homestead. We just want to thank you so much for watching our videos. It means so much to us that the information is helpful to a lot of you. And my gosh, the comments that we are getting. Our vinegar videos are quite popular. We're thrilled about that. And going forward, we're going to be doing a few more experimentations with vinegar. But today we're going to do something that I'm pretty darned excited about. And this goes to organizing your home, which is self-sufficiency. I grew up in a home where organization was paramount. My mother was an efficiency expert, raising a household full of children, 9 children. She had things so organized, and so that kind of is in my DNA. One of the things that I really do not like is countertops that are just cluttered with stuff. Now, I get the fact that sometimes, because it's happened to me too, we have no other alternative except to store things on top of the counter. And you can always do that and organize it in a very efficient and attractive way. We're at a point in our lives where we have a little bit of space, and actually, I have been going through drawers and getting rid of a whole lot of stuff that we no longer use. I want to be really well organized and efficient going forward. We're going to be sharing with you some of the things that we're doing to make things more efficient here. But one of the things, just look at this produce that I have. All of these things sit out on my countertop. They do not need refrigeration. We don't have refrigeration room for them anyway, even if they did need refrigeration. But these particular pieces of produce do better not in a refrigerator. So what do I do with this? Well, I try to make it attractive. I use baskets. But look at this mess. I mean, this is piled with squash from our garden. This is my little basket of tomatoes from our garden. These are apples from our trees. This is a bag of baby potatoes that I just bought. I'm going to use those in a recipe. And as I lifted up this squash, some fruit flies. Yep, there goes some fruit flies. So something down there is giving the fruit flies exactly what they want. So I have thought about ways that I can do better. Now, there's not a whole lot I can do about apples. The volume of apples just keeps getting larger and larger, and I go through this basket, get them in the dehydrator or the freeze dryer just as fast as they come off the trees. So I decided to make it look nice. So I put this basket, picked some leaves off the tree and just used that for a little bit of decoration. So that one stays out because it looks nice. This is also a little basket, but the fruit flies get in here too. So as I'm always on the internet looking for things and exploring, trying to find new and creative ways to do things, and a picture flashed across my screen and I thought, whoa, that's it. So today I'm going to show you, I'm so excited to show you what I'm going to experiment with to see if this works. In order to do that, I have to move the produce over behind where Jim is. We have to turn the lights around, and I can't wait to show you what we've got. So we'll do that and be right back. I'm standing over here by the pass-through from the kitchen over to the dining room. And this is where Jim usually stands, and there are a couple of drawers here. Well, I cleaned out this drawer yesterday and got rid of a lot of stuff that I no longer use and washed it out and made it really nice. And then last night, Jim and I quickly ran over to the dollar store when I got this boom idea. It just popped right into my brain. And I had seen a picture a long time ago that was brought back to my memory. And so this is what we did. I took the measurements of the drawer. It's 20 inches by 25 inches, and it's about 5 inches deep. And I picked out, these are like leftover dishes at the dollar store that are quite reasonably priced. And I figured out the configuration and bought the right things and kind of used the basket, the shopping basket, to check. I took my tape measure with me and then brought it home and started arranging and figured out a totally different configuration, which is even better. So anyway, this is what I've got. These are bins. I'm going to organize my produce that sits out in the basket on the countertop into these bins where I can close the drawer, Hopefully, I mean, it's not airtight. We don't want it airtight, but hopefully it will discourage fruit fly invasion in there, but we'll see. So I'm just going to get started, and I have no idea for sure what I'm going to do, but if I don't like it, I can always move it around. So in one of these bigger bins, I'm going to put the baby potatoes. And then behind that, maybe next to it, I'm going to put big potatoes. Well, I'll put 2 there and 1 there. All right, then I have some squash from our garden. I'll put that there. I've got a couple of onions and a couple of limes. More squash from our garden. I'll put lemons with the limes. More squash from the garden. Okay, let's see. I'm going to put this potato over here and put the other squash right there. And some zucchini from the garden. And I'll put those right here. Those are tiny baby zucchini. A banana that I'm going to eat. These are, this one is rotted. What are these, Jim?
Those are shallots, I think.
Shallots?
Shallots?
Yes, because I always forget the name. So I'm going to put shallots there. Oh, I can put shallots with the onions. Well, I've got garlic, so I'm going to put garlic and shallots together. And I'm going to put avocados there. Now see what happens? This avocado is completely gone. And I didn't even know it because it was buried underneath everything, and I feel bad about that. But this will give me the opportunity to do a much better job of keeping on top of my produce. Okay, now I have a problem. I've filled up all of my areas, and I still have tomatoes. So I'm going to put the squash with the squash and bring the tomatoes over and put them here. And I have a ton of we're just being inundated by cherry tomatoes. Normally I don't have this many potatoes, but because we're not big potato eaters. I think this is going to work okay. And I got every single tomato in there. Now let's do the test to see if it closes. And it does. Woohoo! So when I use these potatoes, which I'm going to do in just a day or two, then I can move larger tomatoes over because we've got tomatoes coming on, and we're going to be having more. And I want to be able to see and monitor the tomatoes better. Fruit flies get on those tomatoes. In fact, here's one that's squished, so I'm going to remove it. And we'll see how we do with the fruit flies, and I'll come back in a different video and let you know how things are going. But I love this idea. Our kitchen, as I was reading about storing produce that does not need refrigeration, they say that it should be in a dark place that's well ventilated. This is sort of ventilated, and it should be fairly cool. Well, our kitchen stays right at 70 degrees even when it's 109 outside. And so it's, relatively speaking, it is fairly cool. So we'll see if the produce continues to last about as long as it does when it's out on the countertop. And in any case, it's well organized. I can see everything and get at it quickly. So that is what is really important. And I can shift and move things around as our needs change and as the produce changes when we bring it home. So I think this is going to be a really wonderful thing. And if I need more room, I could probably clean out the drawer next door and duplicate this very same array and have a lot more space. But it's just Jim and me. And so I think this is going to be very adequate for us. So I think that trying to think of ways where we can save energy, save our own energy and time in prepping meals is always a good thing. Being organized and having things completely in our view. when everything was stacked on top of everything, everything was not in my view. And so I lost an avocado, and avocados are expensive these days. So it is a good thing to be able to have everything in view like this. So I hope this is helpful. And I know that it won't suit everybody because some of you have large families and this small of room wouldn't work for you. But a deeper drawer with deeper bins or larger bins, I mean, this could be adjusted in a whole lot of ways. So just a quick idea for kitchen organization to help you ditch that basket of produce that sits on your countertop. I did, and I'm feeling pretty good about it. So thanks for joining us for this video, and we will see you soon with more videos.